The competitors move on to the final daytime station for day 1, the expedient litter carry. Teams are required to treat a simulated IED casualty for injuries, construct a litter, and transport the casualty to an evacuation point.
People are always getting hurt, whether it be domestic or if it's overseas, but overseas, more importantly, a lot of the things that you're going to have to perform at that time and that point is going to be essential in saving people's lives. And for them to put it into competition and show the skill sets that people have developed or the skill sets that people have learned and are able to perform is crucial in saving people's lives, essentially, in overseas, Afghanistan and Iraq.
The 2 injuries teams will face in this lane are severe, and teams must evaluate which should take precedence in order of treatment.
They'll have a double below-the-knee amputation, so both legs beneath the knee are amputated, as well as an abdominal evisceration, so guts hanging out of the stomach. Obviously, the below-the-knee amputation on both legs is a big deal, and definitely as they come up, they'll have to put tourniquet on. And the abdominal injury, while serious, is not life-threatening on the spot. So that they'll treat it, cover it up, but it's not as life-threatening as the amputation.
Ranger teams will receive points for treating above the standard, doing extra things for the patient, but points will be deducted if they fail to complete a critical task or if they do anything that causes the casualty further injury during this event.
We deploy here in a few weeks going back overseas, and just the simple things that you kind of forget unless you're doing them every day, like advanced trauma. Medical knowledge is up to par, which is nice. All weapons, every different kind of weapon that the military owns, we've been training pretty hard on, so yes, I would say it's, at least for us, we're trained, ready to go.
Proving their field medical skills stand above the rest were first-time competitors Sergeants Jesse Collins and Michael Malco of the 75th Ranger Regiment. The Rangers have now completed the first day of competition, but the true test of day 1 comes in the night. Shortly after midnight, the competitors begin the only Level 5 event in the Best Ranger competition, the Foot March.
2007, I thought that I was the baddest guy around. I thought I was the toughest guy, I thought I was invincible until that road march. And that road march is a pretty humbling experience.
Historically, this event can narrow the field of competitors even further, by more than half. This event is sheer pain to endure. For the Rangers, the road is dark, and the distance is unknown.
It's all about digging deep, trying to feel, there's that spot in everybody where at one point or another, you don't have the energy, but somewhere in you just comes out and just go ahead and drive on.
Teams will move until they are directed to stop.
The field slims quite a bit after this event. These guys, they don't quit, and their cumulative effects have really built up on them, and this is where the point where the cream of the crop, well, these guys are all the cream of the crop. They are the best of the best of the best, essentially, but those few teams rise above and push through this, and it really starts defining the competitors going into day 2.
45 teams began the Foot March, but some will not make it through the night.
This is where the point where people say that they start hitting their breaking point, and another key aspect of this is their Ranger buddy, because you don't hit that break point at the same time. So your buddy's going to be there to push you through, and then when he starts hurting, you're there to push him. And it's really kind of the whole spirit of the Ranger buddy, the Ranger system.
And at this point, there is a particular stanza of the Ranger Creed driving them on.
Intestinal fortitude and never quitting. This is where it comes down to it. I mean, there's a lot of events that are sprints, in essence, short bursts, but this is where it's just you and your Ranger buddy, and you're on the road, and you're just digging deep with whatever you've got. And it's really the essence of what I believe to be what we're about out here.
Taking the Ripito Award for their first place finish in the Foot March were Sergeants First Class Sims and Stackpole, representing the 4th Ranger Training Battalion. With more than 18 miles of highway behind them, the competitors move on to night stakes, while points are calculated to determine which teams have made the cut to go on to day 2. Night stakes consists of 3 events: an IV stick, a weapons assembly, and a communications event. In the pre-dawn moments of day 2, competitors take advantage of the speedy rehydration with 2 full bags of much-needed fluids.
One competitor will be graded on sticking his buddy, and they will have 2 attempts to administer an IV. A lot of times in real-world situations when they're deployed, the medics are not always there to be able to administer first aid. So CLS training, which IVs is one of the main components of it, is very big for non-medical personnel to be able to do life-saving treatment for the casualties before many can get there.
Next up, assemble 6 weapon systems in 10 minutes or less.
It's not necessarily hard. It is time consuming for a couple of the weapon systems just because they're larger and they have more components. But some of them, the familiarity may not be there.
And with this event, there's no halfway.
It's strictly a go, no-go event. If they have to put all 6 weapon systems together within the 10 minutes. If they exceed the 10 minutes and they don't have all 6 weapon systems together, it's a no-go. Also, if they put the weapon systems together, they all must pass a functions check. If any of them do not pass a functions check once they're complete, then they're also a no-go.
And finally, the mystery event, putting a radio into operation and executing a communications check. Continuing their successful streak from the foot march, Sims and Stackpole take the night stakes. Day 2. After the point calculations for Day 1 narrow the field, 26 teams remain to journey onto Todd Field. Ranger stakes, skills every ranger should know: mountaineering, demolitions, communications, shooting, medical, and hand grenades. To keep things interesting, the Rangers will also have another mystery event to complete today.
I think a lot of what you'll see during Day 2 of the competition is going to be just all brain work.
As in previous years, teams complete the events in groups, rotating on the hour. They are ranked together according to their Day 1 scores. Team 21, Sims and Stackpole, lead the field with 5 first-place finishes under their belt. And the former Best Ranger competition winners of Team 22, Jenkins and Zakowski, less than 30 points behind, and rounding out 3rd place is Team 23, Sergeant Major Jesse Betcher and Master Sergeant Eric Turk, representing the United States Army Special Operations Command. The Tri-Tower Challenge. Arguably, the most strenuous activity on Todd Field is a tough climb for a total distance of 100 feet.
Tri-Tower Challenge consists of a 60-foot rock climb, followed by a 60-foot rappel off the skid, helicopter skid. Then they will run over to the 20-foot towers. They'll conduct a caving ladder. They'll climb a caving ladder and then fries down that fast rope down. They'll move to the next tower, which is off to my right, will be the rope climb and then fast rope down.
This event is graded by time, so teams don't want to pace themselves. But Rangers have to be careful not to use their arms too much in this event.
What ends up happening is they pump their arms out, and then by the time they get to the rope climb, they're completely juiced. So I would say probably the hardest thing for them is going to be just utilizing legs throughout everything they do.
Team 22 conquered the Tri-Tower Challenge with the best score. Next up, a short ride in a striker to Brinson Range for a stress shoot event. Fastest time wins this range, with each miss costing a 20-second penalty.
It's designed to make them think as well, to sort of calculate on their way in. You know, they don't have a lot of time, and that helps build the stress. Get the blood pumping and the adrenaline flowing, and creates sort of that environment, sort of kind of trying to simulate what goes on downrange in Iraq and Afghanistan, while their blood is flowing and trying to engage targets accurately.
Racking up the points in this event were Jenkins and Zakowski, their 3rd first-place finish in the competition.
This event is the grenade assault course. It is designed to basically test the Best Ranger competitors on their ability to take out a target from 35 meters with troops in the open. Then they'll move to another position where they'll be required to throw a grenade into a fighting position. And then they'll move to another position where they'll be required to move right up onto a bunker and take out the bunker with the grenade. After they've successfully negotiated those 3 obstacles, then they'll go ahead and move to a wall where they'll have opportunity to throw grenades into one of 3 windows. The windows are one's at 15 meters, one's at 20, and the other one's at 25. In combat, you got to be prepared for anything, and part of our arsenal is fragmentation grenades, and each infantryman or any soldier needs to be proficient at being able to throw grenades, because at any given time, you may be in a situation on a mission that requires that.